It is my honor and pleasure to join you today for the official opening of this 28th Eastern and Southern Africa Regional Branch of the International Council on Archives General Conference, being held here in the scenic resort city of Victoria Falls, Mosuo-Tunya. This conference provides a platform for the exchange of professional ideas and expertise in the administration and preservation of archives and records at both regional and international levels. It also strengthens relations between activists in the SARBICA region and other professionals and institutions concerned with the administration and preservation of records of archives. My dear brothers and sisters, as you are aware, archives are an integral part of our national, regional, and global heritage, given their critical role as vital repositories of memory, identity, and culture. Since its formation in 1969, it is pleasing that this body has made significant strides in establishing, maintaining, and strengthening cooperation among activists. The role you all play in promoting the preservation of archival heritage, facilitating the use of archival materials, sponsoring professional training of archivists in the region is extremely commendable. Through your coordinated collection as well as preservation of both oral traditions and history, we are sure that future generations will continue to have factual and accurate archival records for their benefit. This year's conference theme, and I quote, "Archives are accessible, archives for everyone," end of quote. It is extremely up and highlights the need to also ensure that archives are accessible and valuable to all, not just specialized researchers or historians. This is in sync with Zimbabwe's development mantra of leaving no one and no place behind. This statement, which I called "Archives for Everyone," and of course, must therefore compel you as stakeholders in this critical sector to adopt practices, policies, and outreach strategies that engage all people, especially those at the grassroots level. We all have the shared responsibility to manage and to preserve and protect our heritage. In our case in Zimbabwe, the national constitution recognizes the importance of access to information as one of the key ingredients towards empowering communities. The availability of information is a catalyst to sustainable development and basic right for each citizen. In this era of the fourth industrial revolution and the attendant deployment of ICT-enabled platforms, accessibility to information is now a necessity which must be facilitated by institutions such as yourselves. Our archival institutions and professionals must navigate the digital space while guaranteeing that access and security of archival collection is enhanced. This is now critically important, more so that modern technologies based on artificial intelligence are having positive impacts on process improvement, as well as increased accuracy and efficiency in our organizations. Arguably, although paper records will persist and be created for the foreseeable future, technological tools are required to help business efficiently manage their records. I therefore challenge this sector to leverage on groundbreaking capabilities and opportunities of ICTs to manage and administer different types of records within organizations. In this regard, innovative preservation techniques ensure that archives are available to all, regardless of geographical location or physical limitations. Furthermore, I urge you all to ensure that archived information is also made available in the respective languages spoken within our communities and our nations. On our part, the government of Zimbabwe has made significant strides towards the implementation of an electronic document and records management system for enhancing efficiency in the management of public sector records. Going forward, capacity building and skills upgrades to support the preservation and accessibility of our archival records for national, regional, and international benefit will continue to be pursued. Meanwhile, the importance of community participation in archiving and heritage management cannot be overemphasized. My government, through the Ministry of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, has rolled out programs to broaden community involvement and benefits in heritage-based activities. The Community Archives project being run by my government recognizes the need for archives to remain in the custody of their creators, rather than being transferred to a centralized archival institution. By so doing, our archives will adequately represent the diverse stories of our communities. My dear brothers and sisters, distinguished guests, climate change, including adverse weather conditions and other natural disasters, is a reality and one of the greatest contemporary threats to archival repositories and the records in their custody. Zimbabwe and indeed other countries in our region are reeling under the effects of climate change, which has caused more frequent and adverse weather conditions such as cyclones, droughts, heat waves, and floods. I challenge this conference as you discuss and share perspectives, the specific matters relating to your sector, to equally consider topical issues of climate change and sustainability measures to mitigate against any adverse conditions to our records. These factors pose particular risks to our archives due to damages on buildings and the related infrastructure. On our part, Zimbabwe is committed to adopt sustainable practices that mitigate the impact of climate change in line with commitments under the United Nations Climate Change Conference and other protocols of the United Nations. It should never be lost to us that culture, in its broad sense, is a critically important pillar of national pride and of national identity. Properly leveraged, it provides the most reliable and sustainable building block for social and economic development for any nation. The claim that we are truly an independent and sovereign continent, as well as masters of our own destiny, will be truly actualized when we close the information gap within our historiography. Africa has a duty to tell its story, recount our own history, and preserve our own culture, ourselves, supervised by ourselves, not by others. The narratives peddled from quarters external to the continent must be corrected. While all illegally transferred cultural artifacts must be returned to us, we are its rightful owners. It is pleasing, therefore, that as the continental leadership of Africa, we have the political will to push for the repatriation of our stolen or confiscated cultural artifacts and archives that can never be separated from our identity, our dignity, and our history. This conference must, therefore, heighten our legitimate demand for the Western world to return the artifacts and archives to us, their legitimate and the God-given honors. I urge you to learn from success stories of experiences within the SARBICA region in repatriation efforts of migrated archives. Further, academics and the media must continue interrogating the matter until all migrated archives are accurately accounted for and returned back to their rightful owners. My dear distinguished guests, as we embrace new technologies to open up our collections, I challenge you to use this conference to come up with additional innovative strategies to address the digital gap and security issues in a manner that is sustainable and beneficial to the continent. In doing so, be mindful that while technologies such as artificial intelligence offer numerous advantages, there are associated risks around this. This requires a paradigm shift among records practitioners, including updating legislation and policy frameworks in order to safeguard our archives for posterity. In conclusion, I urge you, our technocrats, to walk the talk and celebrate the incredible potential of archives to preserve and enhance our cultural identity and heritage ourselves. Let us share our successes, learn from each other's challenges, and explore new innovative ways to open the doors of our institutions wider than ever before and share knowledge. Above all, let us invest in fostering an understanding of the role of archives to play in shaping contemporary narratives about the history of our peoples and our countries and what we can achieve working together for now and in the future. With these remarks, my dear brothers and sisters, it is now my honor and privilege to declare the 28th Eastern and Southern Africa Regional Branch of the International Council on Archives General Conference officially opened. I wish you all, God bless you all, and